After a car crash, how bad of an idea is it to go it alone against the insurance company? It's like smoking at the gas pump bad. But here's a good idea. If you've been hurt in a car crash, you gotta get Gary. 423-444-8888.
From fields across America, from farmers we trust, picked by hand, the tastiest, most beautiful peaches, handled with love and care every step of the way, delivered daily and in season right now, only at Publix.
It's Champion Windows Anniversary Sale, and we're gifting the presents to you with 40% off Comfort 365 windows. Now's the time to upgrade your old windows that are driving up your energy bills. For over 72 years, Champion has built and installed high-quality windows for our customers, all with a lifetime warranty. With so many styles, colors, and options to choose from, you'll be loving your home all over again. Champion's 40% off Anniversary Sale won't last long. Call 888-4CHAMPION or schedule your free estimate online now.
The Rooms to Go July 4th sale is going on now, so save big on the furniture you want. Shop incredible hot buys and get great value with living rooms on sale, bedrooms on sale, and dining rooms on sale. And it's about to get even better with 55-month interest-free financing. That's right, at Rooms to Go you get both amazing sale prices and interest-free financing for 55 months. Don't wait. Shop the Rooms to Go July 4th sale going on now.
If you've been injured in a car crash, call Gary Massey Injury Lawyers.
You gotta get Gary.
We fight for injured people like we would for our own family.
You gotta get Gary.
I'm Gary Massey. If you've been hurt in a car crash, you gotta call the one you know. You gotta get Gary.
Good morning. Always nice to have you join us here on 3+U. We are very, very excited and honored for the first guest who is here this morning. If you are like me and you remember watching Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom many years ago, you might not realize it is back, but it is. And one of the hosts of the show is with us this morning. Her name is Dr. Rae Wynn Grant. Good to see you.
Oh, I'm so happy to be here.
Welcome to Chattanooga.
Thank you. My first time in Chattanooga, which is just wild because I've been everywhere kind of adjacent to it.
Yeah.
But it's my first time in the city and it's gorgeous.
It is a very, very pretty place to be and a very environmentally focused city, which is really why you are here. There's a river cleanup, right, that's been going on today?
Yeah, I'm here to
of?
participate in and support the work of Mutual of Omaha. They have a regional office in this area, the Tennessee Aquarium, and then an organization called Washed Ashore. We're all coming together to clean up, you know, the river here and pick up trash and kind of show the community that anyone can participate in conservation, wildlife conservation, just by keeping these natural spaces cleaner.
So when you, I mean, obviously you're here with me at the moment, so you're not out there watching to see what's being collected as they do this river conservation, but what eventually finds its way to the river, I guess, was first in someone's yard. So even if you live 45 minutes away, your pollutants can get there.
Yes, it's not just people who are recreating, you know, on the banks of the river or on boats that are throwing things into the water. It's almost anything in our community that isn't disposed of properly. It's a lot of plastic. You know, we hear that a lot, plastic's bad for the environment, but particularly for the animals, you know, the birds, the fish, the wildlife that's near or in these rivers, it can be deadly for them. And that's the mission of Washed Ashore, is that they collect plastic from waterways and actually make art out of it.
Yes, which I think we have at the aquarium, right? Some of their sculptures that they have done.
Yep.
So, okay, let's talk about that for just a second, and then we'll talk about your show.
Yes, of course.
But with the plastics and things, I remember years ago we learned that the plastics that can go over like a 6-pack of Coke were bad for dolphins.
Right.
So are there things that we need to know that we just don't in the public eye?
You know, a lot of soft plastic in particular, so think like the plastic bags that you'll get at the store, or saran wrap or any of that, it can look like food to different animals. I mean, behind us we have a sea turtle, and so if you just imagine, sea turtles eat jellyfish and little things like that in the oceans. A little piece of a plastic bag kind of mimics that. And so a lot of animals are just confused. Obviously they don't want to ingest plastic, but they do it because they think they're getting a meal, and then it can create, impounding in their bodies, and it's really hard for them to survive. We don't have enough veterinarians out there to save every single one. And so that's why, making sure you're recycling your plastic or opting for something more sustainable. We all love a good, canvas
cloth
tote
bag,
bag.
right.
It really does impact wildlife. And people ask me so often, how can I help, right? How can I be part of the solution for awesome wild animals, whether it's sea turtles or fish or birds? And one of the ways is to reduce your plastic use or participate in these cleanups.
It also just puts it in your mind. Every time you go to use that cloth bag, you're remembering that conscious decision, and then that can lead to other efforts as well.
Yep.
Okay, so let's talk about the show. I mentioned when I was a kid, that was my Sunday night fun, was watching, what was his name? Y'all said
Marlin Perkins and Jim Fowler hosted Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom.
I loved it.
It started in 1963. So over 60 years ago, this show began, and it was this pioneering show for America. It was America's first nature show.
And what it did, this is pre-internet days, so it brought the world to you. Yeah. But the education factor was very much there. So I imagine now with what you're doing, that mission is still the same.
We're so proud of the show, Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom, protecting the wild. So we added a tagline at the end, which really speaks to the conservation messaging. And so we go around the world, literally, to tell stories about wildlife conservation and the people who are doing that conservation, the people who have these amazing jobs saving animals. I mean, we've profiled wolves and mountain lions and sea turtles and, sharks, and, the list goes on. We're constantly really just getting out into the wilderness to talk about what's going on and to share positive stories.
And to see the ripple effect of it all. You may know this, but our aquarium recently sponsored something called Race for the Laurel Dace, and it's a little tiny fish up in Dayton, Tennessee that's endangered. They help to save it. So it's not always the big exotic animals, sometimes it's the tiny ones.
And and to your point, there's a chain, right? If you save one thing, you're probably saving something else, right? This little fish needs clean, fresh water. And if you create clean, fresh water, you're creating it for the salamanders and the bigger fish and the, shorebirds. And it starts branching out, and there's this wonderful ripple effect of positivity. There's a lot that's going on in the environment that's really difficult news. And so on Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom, Protecting the Wild, which airs on NBC, it airs on this station, Channel 3 on Saturday mornings, we're telling those positive success stories.
And what a great time too to air, because again, the kids can watch and feel inspired.
Exactly.
What inspired you?
Oh my gosh. So funnily enough, I've always wanted to have this job.
Really?
Since I was a child, I used to watch Wild Kingdom, just like you did, on TV, and I would think to myself, I want to do that. I want to host a nature show. I want to talk about wild animals and conservation to whoever will listen for the rest of my life. And I've been doing that. I'm a trained wildlife ecologist. I've been involved in research. I am a bear expert. I know there's a lot of bears in Tennessee, and so I've been studying bears for 15 years. And when Wild Kingdom decided to reboot with Protecting the Wild, I was considered for the job as co-host, and I work alongside of Peter Gross, who's one of the original hosts of the show, and it's literally a dream come true.
Absolutely.
Actually, like, my childhood dream has come true. And
that is fantastic. Yeah. Congratulations
Thank you.
on
it's
that.
amazing.
Okay, so if you're a bear expert, I do have to ask you, because people around here, we do have a lot of them. We're all going to be going camping and hiking. Is it true that if you come across a bear in the wild, you should drop and play dead?
Well, it depends on what kind of bear. So in North America, not in Tennessee, but in this continent, we have 3 species of bears. We have black bears, which are what are here in Tennessee. We've got brown bears, also grizzly bears, they're the same, and we have polar bears.
We're not going to find those here.
We're not going to find those here, but they're on this continent. And so the drop and play dead is more for like the grizzly bears, because they're more likely to leave you alone. For black bears, what we recommend is you just back away slowly. If you're ever confronted by a black bear, you don't go towards it, you don't go after it, you don't try to scare it by going towards it. You're backing away slowly, making yourself look kind of big and intimidating, but exiting that area.
All right. If we end up having a chance to watch her on Channel 3 on Saturday mornings and they're featuring bears on the episode, you can say that you heard it here first. But so good to have you. Welcome to town.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations on the dream come true.
Oh, it's the best. Thank you.
And thanks for your efforts.
Hi, I'm Susan, and I lost 27 pounds with Bragg weight loss in 40 days. I've maintained the weight for over a year and a half. I went from size 16 to a size 6. I'm no longer on blood pressure medication, and I feel fantastic.
Welcome to Redstone Estates, upscale senior living without the upscale price.
After touring several different locations, my husband looked at me and said, I like this place.
You can cook your own meal, or you can come down and have a fabulous one in the dining room.
Being around people. Yeah, we have Christmas party and New Year's Eve parties, and like a little family.
It's all right here. Convenience.
Call now for our move-in special, 423-541-9300.